Unmute yourself, Cary.
Ed, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm here. Sorry about that. I've been trying to get in. It just kept saying that was the wrong code.
Okay. Okay, who has the first question?
Question.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Paul from Florida. How you doing? Good evening, gentlemen. Yeah, I just have a quick question. I know Cary was looking at filing a complaint, I guess, with a federal claims court. I was just curious, is there any update on what's transpired to date on that claim?
Well, I had 2 calls today, and they asked, both of them were asked if it was okay if they got an extension of time for another 90 days, and they both said no. And so the DOJ said, well, that's fine, then we'll put in our motion and put that on there. So we're just waiting.
Okay. Well, very good.
But think about this for a minute. What are they going to say when they told you? First of all, do you have the court order?
Oh, do I have a court order? Yes.
Okay. Who told you there was no jurisdiction? Who told you that?
Oh, it was the IRS. The IRS counsel.
The who?
The respondent, the Internal Revenue Service, says that I had they're in their motion. But I'm talking about maybe I'm speaking of the I'm speaking of a claim. To get all our money back. I thought there was a complaint or a claim put in the Federal Court of Claims in Washington D.C.
Okay.
That was my question.
Okay, I understand. But who told you they didn't have jurisdiction? It was not the IRS. It wasn't the court. Who was it?
Well, the motion came from the Internal Revenue Service counsel that says that the court didn't have jurisdiction.
No, it didn't. It came from the commissioner because it said respondent. If you look
commissioner, I got you. Yes, I understand now. Yes.
It came from the top guy. That's why this works. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. That's your argument. See, your argument, and this is where I'm having a lot of problems with it. They go there and they want to say that my letter from the claims court, it's not a letter. Well, my order from the claims court, it's not a letter from the tax court. See, it's an order from the commissioner. That changes the entire story. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah, that's an excellent point. Yep, I agree. It's been such a long time since I've had the order. Yep, you're absolutely right. The commissioner is the respondent.
Right, and that's got to be, when you go and do your other part, that's the problem. We're going there, and this is why I wish you would let me and Ed help you with the paperwork, because what you're doing is you're going there and you're saying, the IRS said, the IRS didn't say, and the court you're in is not an IRS court. See? Mm-hmm. And if you go there, what you do is you do the proper wording, and it will work. So, if you look at the complaint, it tells you who it is. It's the defendant. Now the whole story changes again. And for some reason, it's going over their head. See?
I understand.
Okay. And so it has to be done right, because if it's not done right, what it does is it throws Ed under the bus, or me under the bus, or both of us under the bus, because now we got to come back and try to explain why they're doing what they're doing. They're sidestepping it. Their whole defense is deny and delay. Deny and delay.
Oh yes.
Deny and delay. Okay.
Yep.
So you're giving them reasons to deny, because they're coming back and they're saying that didn't happen, and they want it dismissed. See?
Yeah.
So we have to do it proper.
Yeah. Let me back up here, Cary. I've not submitted anything for a claim. I've been waiting to get results from you, from hearing if you've had any results or any success. So I haven't done anything with that.
Yes.
But I'll be happy to submit something if I get some help from yourself or Ed. I'd be happy to start my process if you like.
That's up to you. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I don't give legal advice.
Yeah, I got you.
But what I'm saying is that what's happening is everybody, all of a sudden, they're all brilliant. Everybody knows what to do. Then what? And you can ask Ed this. We get the same questions over and over and over and over and over. That's because now let me just say what Ed always says. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth. Listen twice as much as you speak, and
okay.
We'll find life better.
Yep, I got you.
Okay. Ed, do you agree with that?
Yeah, that's what I'm not saying.
So,
Hello, Cary?
Yeah, this is him.
Hey, Michael Olson up in North Carolina. Received my phone call last Thursday from Chief Counsel and got the order entered on the docket today to dismiss for lack of jurisdiction. Thank you very much.
No, see? Do you see what happens when you listen twice and talk once?
Just wanted to give you the heads up. Thank you. I'm off.
No problem. It's going to come. When you get it, let us know, okay? You don't have to. I mean, you don't have to let us know. We just like to know.
Yeah, Cary?
No.
Question.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, just carry on still?
Yeah.
Now, this is Dave up in Kansas. I recently sent in the form number 2 with the other pages that go with it. My question now is what do I expect? It should be getting back an answer any day now.
Right. That's what you can expect.
What are they going to say to me though, and what do I do next?
Well, when you get it, I don't know what they're going to do. Let me ask you the question. Up there in Kansas City, what's it going to be like Friday at 7:00 in the morning? How's the weather going to be?
Well, it says it's going to be partly cloudy and about 40 degrees.
Right, but what is it going to be?
Who knows?
That's exactly right. I don't know what they're going to do. There's many things. They can ask to have it dismissed. They can ask for more time. They can deny it. But whatever they ask for, we have an answer for it, or I think we do. See, as soon as I tell you what I think is going to happen, then they come up with something ridiculous.
Right. I understand they change.
Oh, yeah. And what this is doing is crippling them. And the reason it's crippling them more than it should, because when we if you send in 1,000 of these, and they ask for more time, what does that do? That means the next day they're going to have another 1,000. Now they're 2,000 behind. Then the net 3,000, and then 4,000. See, they're digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of. And what's going to happen then is we're going to be able to start just having our way with them because of a default judgment. They're not going to be able to see them in the time that they have. They only have 30 days to answer. If they keep putting it off, what's going to happen is they're never going to get to it in 30 days. So then we're going to start defaulting them. And if the judge denies it, now we have a appealable issue. So we'll win in the appellate court because, see, what they're trying to do is deny and delay. But what we're doing is we're shutting them down. We're going to have the tax court shut down, the federal district court shut down, and then we'll have the claims court shut down. I don't care. All they got to do is what's right, and they're not. See, they're just pushing them aside because they don't know what to do. Yes, sir.
Did this fellow say that he sent the petition 2 in with additional papers? What court is he sending to?
Well, I assume he said Form 2, and I assume he went to the tax court because there is Form 4 and 4 and 5.
I followed your directions exactly. Well, the Form 2 and then page 3, 4, and 5.
There you go.
I just followed your directions exactly and sent them to the place you said and filled it in and signed it like you said.
Thank you so much.
Well,
we appreciate that.
Carrie?
No,
I have
Carrie.
I have a follow. This is Marcia in New Braunfels, and I just received. We did the same paperwork, or I did and we just received a notification of receipt of petition.
Yeah, that's okay.
And so in it, they basically said that your $60 filing fee has not been paid, and then they put where the request for place of trial, and then the rest is the form letter.
Right.
And so
Go
what
ahead.
do I do now? I have the $60 right without fees, the document that you provided.
Okay. What you can do is what we're trying to do is they're just mowing over that part because they hate the law. So do a pauper's form and send it in and see what happens. We've been doing that and it's been going through real well. It's been going through. Well, we told you not to pay it at first, but they've got so many of them, they don't know what to do with it. So that's how they're getting to us now. What they're doing is they're refusing it for the $60. So I've had several people pay it. So far, everybody that's paid it has gotten they didn't get a jurisdiction. They didn't get the notice of deficiency or notice of determination. So now it's working exactly the opposite as it used to because they can't because do you know what critical mass means?
Yes, I think so. We're over.
Critical mass means whether you do anything or not. If you're in a sales group, critical mass is where you're going to reach your goal and whether you do anything or not. Well, that's what's happening here. We've hit critical mass. They're getting thousands and thousands of these, and it's to the point now that it's about to bust. The bag's going to bust on them.
Awesome.
So do I say thank you for doing that? I'm so happy they're doing that.
I'm thrilled also. So I don't do this recent the $60 right without fees. There's a separate pauper's form.
Well, yeah, there's a pauper's form. You can do it that way, but they're going to return it and they're going to say that the Constitution says you can do it. Where the problem's coming in is the judges don't have an oath, so they're not required. According to them, they're not required to follow the Constitution. See, This is the problem that we have. So we're going to circumvent that. Go online on the tax court and go ahead and fill out the pauper's form. What is your reason for it? Just say because the respondent has taken all my assets, and I don't have
Absolutely.
Okay. So anyway, and then send it in, and like I said, if they stop it from happening, we'll go back the other way. But we're trying to get this so that we can push forward. And like I said, we got them almost shut down. See?
Music to my ears. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Oh no, thank you for being here, and thank you for doing it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh. Cary, it's Mary Ann from Ohio.
Oh, let me ask you a question. Why do you live in Ohio? Just kidding. Go ahead.
I don't know. I ask myself that every day.
No, go ahead. What?
Okay. I've got the tax court, everything. I noticed 5 IRS offices. I noticed the commissioner of the Bureau of Fiscal Services because they were the ones who were taking the money out of our pensions.
Yep.
When I did that, they stopped taking the money out.
Well, oh my gosh, that's a bad thing, isn't it?
Oh, it is. It's terrible.
Now I know why you live in Ohio.
Well, haven't found a good place yet to move. We've been thinking, but...
Well, let me tell you where to go. Go to China. You have more freedoms in China than you do here. Go ahead.
Don't
sorry.
I know it?
That's a sidebar. But good. So in other words, they were taking
anyway,
your money.
I'm trying to get my money back.
Well,
I've sent a letter to the Secretary of the Treasury because 26 U.S. Code 6343 says that he can resend my money back.
Right.
Well,
that's correct.
His assistant sent our letters to Ogden, IRS.
Okay.
So I don't know what else to do.
Okay. We have a way to do it, and I'll do it. Get a hold of Ed, and I'll just help you one-on-one. But
okay.
So what you need to do is what I'm doing is when the IRS says it doesn't say what you think it says, I return a letter to that agent and tell the agent, I believe you. Give me your bar number, because they're making a legal determination for you. They can't do that. So then we can take them to the federal district court. That's what I'm saying. We're going to shut it down. Because if the IRS agent's telling you that doesn't say that, he's making a legal determination, let's take him to the United States district court for violating your due process by making a legal determination without a law license. Does that make sense?
Yeah. We're
going to box them in here every way we can. See, what happens if we shut the court down? So what? We don't need them anyway. They're no good anyway. They're absolutely no good.
Well, they're not. They don't belong to us anyway.
I understand that. So if the IRS tells you it doesn't say that, we don't have to do that. Ask them for their bar card. If they don't tell
I haven't heard from anybody.
Well, that's
I get no response.
You believe
me,
you will. Well, you will. And if you get with Ed, and then he'll give you or Ed can do it. Ed's very, very capable of it. But, get with him, he'll get with me, and then I'll get with you one-on-one, and I'll get you the package we put together so you can send it to the proper court.
Okay, I appreciate that.
It's not a problem. We appreciate you being here tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care.
All right, then.
Hey, Cary.
Maybe. What's up?
Hey, this is Brian from Austin, Texas. I haven't gotten a response back from the San Antonio tax court, but as soon as I hear back from them, I will let you know, brother. Thank you for the help.
Let me know. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, that's all we're doing. We're trying to connect dots, and they keep moving the dots, but we're running them down. They can't sleep at night because we're going to keep chasing them down.
Amen.
Okay, that's it then. And they can't hear.
Oh, yeah. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Terry, I read about a certificate of innocence for one who's been convicted of willful failure to file. Is that necessary to get to be successful in the court, the claim court?
No, I don't think so. But if you feel better with it, get it. You probably were guilty of willful failure to file because chances are you didn't file. The problem is willful failure to file only goes for those that are alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. So chances are you were guilty of that. See? But the problem is you don't sell alcohol, tobacco, and firearms, so it didn't pertain to you. But because we didn't know any better, we fell for the quick change there. If you will, look up Title 26, Section 7608, and it will define what you need. So if they come after you or send you anything, send that back to them, because that tells you what the E enforcement has. It's clear. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to read it and see what it says. It tells you right there.
Okay, thank you.
No, thank you for being here. We appreciate that. Thank you.
So this is Philip in Florida.
Yeah.
I talked with Ed a couple times this week. I'm going through my third dismissal from the tax court. So he made a recommendation to me, and after listening to you, it sounds like no matter what, they're going to be an obstacle. So I've just got to relax and...
Yeah, just relax, yes.
So I'll keep listening to you, and when we find a way for success, I'll be happy. Now, I would like to ask the guy who came on about 15 minutes ago and said that he had gotten his call, I'd like to know when he initially submitted his petition.
Okay, well, I can't tell you that because I don't know, but he'll come back and tell you. Listen, if you listen in, he'll come back and tell you, I'm sure.
Okay, so thank you very much.
No, thank you for being here, and hold down Florida.
Okay.
Hello, the petition was submitted on December 26, 2018.
There you go, December. Thank you so much for that.
All right, thank you.
Okay, I guess then, does anybody else have any other questions?
Well, I got a question about, somebody said something about tax evasion. This is Lane out in Wyoming. How you doing?
Oh, I'm fine. Okay, go ahead. Tax evasion, okay?
You know, it looks like to me the only way you can be charged with or convicted of tax evasion is if you are basically a collecting agent, you know, and you've withheld the tax off of somebody, and then as the agent, you refuse to turn it over. Is that not correct?
I would say that's probably not correct, because here's the way I look at it. Now, remember, I don't look at things the same way everybody does. Here's my question. Do you know what a 1040 form is? Tell me what it is, and then I'll answer you this way. So do you know what okay, why does a person fill out a 1040 form? What does it do?
Well, somebody fills it out because they think they're supposed to.
That's fine. But what do you put on that? What goes on the 1040 form?
Well, the taxpayer's name, the taxpayer's social security number, address, name, rank, and serial number.
Okay. That's it? Then just fill it out and send it in. That's not true.
Well, and then, of course, you've got to sign it.
Okay, income. But wait a minute. What about income? Don't you put your income down there?
Well, it depends on how you define income.
No, it does not matter how I define it. I'm going to define it as banana peelings. See, it doesn't matter how I define it. It makes no difference. See? What matters is on the 1040, line 7 says income. And then there's a line for it. The problem is the 1040 does not have a definition of income. Get the booklet. It's 117 pages, and it doesn't tell you what income is. That's the problem. So even if you take money from somebody's check and they don't tell you what income is, how can you get it for tax or whatever you call it, some kind of evasion, tax evasion? See?
Well, there's the one, willful failure to file.
Okay, but see, willful failure to file falls under 7203. That's 7,000. That means it's under Title 27. So willful failure to file is if you sell alcohol, tobacco, or firearms. If you sell a gun and you don't, or a bullet, and you don't put it on your thing that you sold it, you're going to get it for willful failure to file. That's just how it is. See, in the Title 26, 00006999. Any of that is Title 26. 7000, 7,000 and above is Title 27. That's not me saying it. That's the Federal Register saying that.
Check out our other videos and playlists. Republic of Texas RT documentary. Texas and other American states is under a military occupation. The Republic of Texas Forum of 2016. And describe the kind of people who would thrive in independent Texas. And so check them out.
So if you get for willful failure to file, that's 7203 or 7213. That doesn't matter. It's still in the 7,000s. That's Title 27. If you go to 7608, read 7608, it'll tell you right there who has to file. It'll tell you right there. So, if we don't understand what they're saying, let me ask you a question. Do you mind me asking you?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Okay, do you like chocolate?
I love chocolate. What kind of chocolate?
Good. It's too late now. You love chocolate. Here's the problem. See, the problem is I did this one time. I was in a sales group, and I asked do they like chocolate. 3 guys said yes. I brought them up there. They closed their eyes, and I put Baker's cooking chocolate in their mouth. Bitter,
oh, boy.
Bitter. Right? They spit it out. I said, I thought you liked chocolate. We do, but we don't like that. That's chocolate. See the problem? If you don't know what I'm talking about and you do it, you're screwed. So you would have to say, well, what kind of chocolate? Dark chocolate? Sweet chocolate? I like sweet chocolate. See? That's like me saying to you, I want you to do me a favor. If you will, go tomorrow out in your yard and pick up a dog turd by the clean end. See the problem?
Yeah.
See, you said you like chocolate, but yet when I said I'm going to give you some Baker's bitter chocolate, you said, I don't like that. Well, then you lied to us. That's what they got you for. You perjured yourself. You said in a court of law that you like chocolate. And then when I handed you bitter chocolate, you said, I don't like that. Okay, so you should go to jail because you lied to the court. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's not a matter, it's not a matter if you like chocolate or not. What kind of chocolate? See? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And see, now you've neutered them. Why? Because when they ask you a question, the question they're going to ask you is not defined in Black's Law Dictionary the same way it is in the English language.
Yeah.
Now, let me show you an example of that. Okay, I'm going to give you 3 statements. I want you to tell me the difference. You must file a tax return. You may file a tax return. You shall file a tax return. Tell me what the differences are there.
Well, when you say you must file a tax return, you have to say, well, who must file a tax return? The officer of the corporation?
Well, see, there you go. You're now you're into status. Has nothing to do with you or the status. Has nothing to do with the status. What does the law say? The law says you must file, you shall file, and you may file. That's what the law says. So tell me, what does that mean? Don't worry about who's got to file it. Tell me the differences in that. Okay, so tell me, what's the difference in those?
Well, I would think that, you must file is more compulsory.
No, it's all the same. Must, in
all the same, all right.
Must means shall means may, and may means must. They all 3 are verbs, and they mean the same thing. See what they've done? So because you don't know the difference, that's not your fault. So it is your fault, see? So what I've done is when I go in, I take a glossary page with me. I won't get stuck with that again. I walk in and hand them a glossary page. I define those 3. I file those. Okay, I file the glossary page. If they say to me, we're not using that, now that's to my advantage. And the reason that's to my advantage is when they ask me a question, I don't know what they're saying. So I'm out in left field somewhere because if I don't know what they're saying, then I don't have to answer it because I have a right to protect myself. Does that make sense? Okay.
Yeah.
See? And so what you said, well, what about the corporation? Okay, let me ask you a question. Does a federal employee have to file the 1040?
I'm going to say yes.
Okay, you're saying yes. I just told you. If income's not defined, what are they paying it on? Bananas? Grapes? See?
Yeah.
Okay, if it's not defined for you, how is it defined for them?
Yeah, exactly. You're right. That's great. Yeah.
See, that's why it's not about you.
Yep.
See, it's about the 1040. There's a flaw in it. See, there's a flaw in it.
Probably on purpose, because the bottom line is the whole thing is voluntary.
There, see, that's why they don't have to do it. So if you want to do it, do it. So let me ask you a question. Have you ever eaten rattlesnake meat?
Not that I know of.
Oh man, you're missing. You're missing something. Do you know what do you think it tastes like?
I'm going to say it tastes like chicken and rabbit combined.
No, sir. It tastes like grilled bald eagle. Unbelievable taste. Unbelievable taste.
Well, up here in the high Rockies, we don't have to worry about rattlesnakes, thank goodness.
I understand that. Down here in Texas, see, we eat it all the time. That way we don't have to eat bald eagle.
So I got a question for you, because we're talking about jurisdiction. You know, this is really where the whole emphasis has been.
That's right.
What kind of trouble, and I use the word loosely, what kind of trouble can a guy get into if he starts quoting things out of Title 26 if Title 26 has never been passed into positive law?
Again, see, it's about status again. Again, I never quote them anything. I ask. First thing I do is I ask, where did you get your jurisdiction? They're going to say Title 26. Okay, no problem. Then I would quote it. I would start quoting until they told me that they had to. In other words, I would say to the guy, are you bound by anything? Yes, we're bound by Title 26. Great. What about this? What about this? What about this? Then they're going to come back and say, well, that's not what it says. Now, what I would do is I say, oh, since that's not what it says, can I have your bar card?
Yeah, there you go.
See, that's the way I do it. I back them in. Now, let me ask you a question, okay?
Yeah.
Have you stopped beating your neighbor's dog?
Have I stopped beating my neighbor's dog?
Yes, sir.
Well, how do you stop doing something you have never done in the first place?
See what you just did? You defended a negative. Ask me the same question.
Let's see. Have you stopped beating your neighbor's dog?
Thank you for asking. Which neighbor?
Yeah, there you go.
See,
well, which dog?
No. See, which neighbor? Then when you tell me, well, the neighbor on the left, you're not going to believe this. That neighbor don't have a dog.
Yeah.
See,
yeah,
I'm not going to defend a negative because you can't.
Yeah.
See,
can't. The negative is that Title 26 hasn't been passed into positive law, and it can't be used in court.
That's right. That's exactly why you ask them, what are you bound to? Title 26, no problem. See, now, since you're bound to 26, you ask them questions. When they answer them, now you got them. Because when you go to court, if you have to go to court, it's negative. It hasn't been brought into law. See, the problem that we're having, in my opinion, what we do is we go in there and we say, okay, I'm a non-resident alien. Now, here's what I hear in there. What's an alien? Somebody born on Uranus. See? Now
there you go.
See, you're born on Uranus and you're not. See the problem? See,
you're born on your anus?
No, Uranus, that's a planet. See? What I'm saying, what is an alien?
Yeah.
You got to understand something. If you're in front of a jury and there's 12 guys there and you say, well, I'm a non-resident alien. If I was the attorney, I would say, well, see that? He doesn't even know what he is. He's a human being, lives in Texas. He's a Texian. See, all of a sudden now I'm saying one thing. They understand that. So what I would do is I would never bring up the status. I would say, I stay on what the law says. Then if they say, well, that don't count. Oh, then why am I here? See?
Yep.
But
so are you comfortable with the term an American national?
Nope, I don't. Again, okay, here's the problem. That's your status. Does an American national have to file, wait a minute, does an American national have to file a tax return?
I don't know.
See?
But as far as I'm concerned, the answer is no.
Okay, but see, I'm not asking what you're concerned. You're making a legal determination. What I'm going to ask you is, does an American national, I don't care, does does a person like myself, do I have to file the 1040 form? They're going to say yes. I say, good. A 1040, is it not an income tax return? Yes. Well, show me the word income and where it's defined so I will know what to put on line 7. Then I shut up. See, I'm not going to argue that with them. I want you to think about this for a minute. If you're standing on the roof of your house as an American national and you fall down, what's going to happen?
You're going to get injured.
No, not necessarily. You might die in your doghouse. What's going to happen? You're going to fall down. See that?
Yeah.
You're assuming. See, you keep assuming. Okay, what happens if the straw man slips? He's going to go down also. How about a marble? How about a Texian? How about a Missourian? See, the problem is it's not about you. It's about the law. The law of gravity says when you fall, you go down. So let's use the law. What does the law say? The 1040 is an income tax return. Perfect. The word income doesn't appear anywhere. So what are we putting down there? When I was indicted, the guy asked me, why won't you do an income tax return? I said, because I make dubulators. The attorney, the CID agent said, what's a dubulator? I said, boy, you're as dumb as a stump. It's income. So now he says, no, it's not. I said, how do you know? It's not defined here either. See, now he's locked into a position. Well, dubulators, that's not income. How do you know? I don't know what it is. Me either. So how do I know what income is? Until they can define what it is, how can you do it? Let me ask you a question. Have you ever flown before? You ever fly anywhere, or are you afraid to fly?
No, I have flown. Well, flown in what?
Let me ask you a question. Okay, no problem. Don't your arms get tired?
Exactly.
You'd
have to flap pretty hard.
Well, I understand that, but see what you did? You bought into it. My definition of flying is when you dive off of the roof of the house, flap your arms, and then you take off. See, you didn't ask me that. So what the problem is, you're assuming. Quit assuming. Do you know what assume spells? Do you know what assume means?
Makes an ass out of you and me.
Okay, so stop making an ass out of you because I don't want to be part of it. See, I'm just telling you. That's all I'm doing is I'm just telling you what happens. See? Yeah. And because of the way they do it, I can see it. Because I can see it, I know where they're going to be on the fourth step, so I'm already there. See what I'm saying?
Yes.
Do you file a 1040 form?
What do you mean by file?
There you go. See that?
In my filing cabinet in my office, you mean?
See? There you go. See? At least that makes sense, see? I should have told you that. Well, what do you see? Now they're on the defense. That's like me asking you, had you stopped kicking your neighbor's dog? Well, let me see. See, as soon as you start defending that, that's all they hear. Wow.
Yeah.
See? See? Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah, it makes total sense.
Okay, if it makes total sense, then why would you ask about American National? That's up to you. You do. I'm not an attorney, and I will not give legal advice. Yeah. I'm just telling you what I do because you asked. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So, if let me ask you, what state do you live in?
Wyoming.
All right. In Wyoming, do you say Ewans, you guys, or y'all?
Say that again. I didn't quite understand it.
Okay. Do you say Ewans, you guys, or y'all?
Probably y'all. You all.
Okay. Then what does y'all mean?
Everybody.
Okay.
You all going with me to the swimming pool?
Okay, so is it male or female?
That's a good question. Okay, probably male, because that's me.
Well, let's see. Now then why would you ask somebody if it's a woman and you say y'all? Why would you say that to a woman? You're calling her a man. Now, is it singular or plural?
Yeah, that's another good question.
See,
probably
that's
plural.
what I'm telling you.
Or you all, yeah.
Well, wait a minute. If there's one of you, I know this for a fact. My wife's from Texas, and she says y'all. And if there's more than one, it's all y'all. See?
Oh.
What I'm what I'm trying to tell you. See, you don't even know what it means, but you use it. So if you're in court and the judge says, "Well, what's y'all?" and you say, "Well, it's just men." Really? Huh? You're the only one. See, what I'm trying to tell you is, if you don't know what it is, don't use it.
Yep. Yeah, that's great.
And so when you're asked a question, rather than thinking what they mean, now I want you to think about this for a minute, if you don't mind me asking you. Can you tell me how tall you are?
How tall you are, or how tall you are?
How tall are you?
Are you in feet or inches or centimeters?
Yes, foot and inches.
Foot and inches.
Yeah.
Well, the last time I checked, I was like, 5'7".
Okay, now you see what you just did? Ask me the same question.
All right. How tall are you in feet and inches?
How do you want it?
In feet and inches.
Nope, that's not what I told you. I said foot and inches. So I'm 1 foot. I'm 1 foot 71 inches. See, because a foot is one. I asked you foot and inches, and you said 5 foot. 5 foot. Yeah. That's impossible, because
that's right.
5 is more than 1. See,
that's
in
right.
other words, you assumed I said something that I didn't say. Only answer the question that's asked.
Yeah.
See?
And don't make assumptions.
There you go. I never make an assumption. Not with these people. See what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, what I'm saying to you is, that's just my opinion. Have you ever been shot with a gun?
What's a gun?
It's a thing that sends out a high-speed wireless device.
Projectile. Is that what you mean?
Okay. That's right. It shoots a projectile.
So ask me the question again.
Have you ever been shot with a gun? Shot from a gun and hit with the projectile. I assume by your ignoring me, you're not going to answer me, so I'm going to put you in jail.
Well, I'm just going to say I'm not sure if I've ever been shot with a gun.
I have. I've been shot 12 times.
Where?
All over the body with the stupid Nerf guns. My kid's got a Nerf gun. Shoots me all the time with the projectile. See? You see, I do not make an assumption.
Yeah.
See? Again, what is it? Well, it shoots. It's a thing that you pull the trigger and a projectile comes out. You think, see? Yeah, I have. I've been shot many times.
But you were shot with a Nerf gun. I was sort of starting to go down that path when I said what I did about.
What? You see? I
gun.
Don't take any assumption. Well, you didn't. See, there's certain times when you have to ask them to define it. You can't ask them to define it every time, or you sound like a broken record.
Right.
If I got more than one answer, I'm going to take the answer that's to my advantage, and then they'll define it. Then if it's something that I can't come up with, then I make them define it. So I make them define what I need to make them, and I define what gets me out of trouble. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
So how do you deal with the statement in the code that says that all determinations shall be made in the taxpayer's functional currency? How do you answer that?
First of all, I use dublators to pay. So.
Well, if you keep going in this section 985, it makes the comment that all determinations shall be made in the taxpayer's functional currency, and then it defines functional currency. And functional currency means the dollar.
Well, that's great. Then.
And the dollar is the silver dollar, not the Federal Reserve note.
Well, wait a minute. No, that's not true.
Yes, it is true.
Okay, I'm going to tell you what dollar is defined as. Dollar is defined as a unit of measure in gold and silver. A dollar to gold and silver is the same thing as a gallon is to a liquid. Now, here's my question. You owe me 48 gallons. What's the next question you're going to say?
Gallons of what? Or what's a gallon?
There you go. Same thing. If it's a measurement in gold and silver, you would have to ask, what dollar? Is it gold or is it silver?
Mm-hmm.
Then they'll define it. Well, it's neither one of those. Oh, then what is it? Look up dollar in Black's Law Dictionary. See, that's on my glossary page. Why? Because that always comes up in court. See, income comes up, filing comes up. See, again.
But dollar is well. Here's the problem with Black's Law as far as the dollar goes. You know, that's the definition of the dollar is in the U.S. Code. I think it's in Title 31. That's where it specifically defines the dollar, and it has nothing to do with a Federal Reserve note.
In fact, in Black's Law Dictionary, Federal Reserve note is defined as U.S. currency, but it's not money.
Yeah, that's right. It's not money. It's
right.
used as money, but it is not money.
Okay, I want to ask you a question. Have you ever worked for yourself? You ever done a job, owned a business, or worked for yourself?
I am in business for myself, and no, I'm not a sole proprietor.
Okay, it's impossible for you to work for yourself. That's impossible.
That's right. It is impossible.
I work as myself. See, again, what I do is I don't take anything for granted. If I need to define it, and it's my advantage, I will then do it. So if they ask me, you ever work for yourself? Absolutely not, because they haven't done it. I know it. See, but now if they ask me, well, can you pay this in dollars? My question would be, how? Be glad to. Dollars of what? Now they have to define it. See, anytime they have to define it, I win, because they can't. Because it's a Federal Reserve note. Where'd you get that? Because I got the definition right here, and I hand it to them. Here's the definition of a dollar, according to, the Supreme Court. See? So it's all about the words.
That's right.
Okay.
So how about sole proprietor? Do you know how the federal government defines sole proprietor?
No.
A sole proprietor is someone that is involved in the sale of alcohol, tobacco, or firearms. That's a sole proprietor.
Go. See, that's the only thing they have jurisdiction on.
That's right.
So anything that they have jurisdiction on, they can do it. So that's why I take a predefined group of words. When I have to go to court, I give it to them without fail. They always say, we're not using it. Good. Yeah. I'm so glad you're not using it, because now I don't know, I can't answer the question because I don't know what they're asking.
Yep.
Cary, I got a question.
Go ahead.
If someone fills out a 1040 and they give a gift of $300 to the Treasury Department, and they come back and say, well, that wasn't enough for your gift, how do they get jurisdiction over a volunteer?
Through trickery. Because, see, have you ever been to a magic show and the guy reaches up and pulls a quarter out of your ear?
Yeah.
See? Okay, so you have quarters in your ears. No. There's no quarters in your ears. The guy puts it on top of his hand and it ends up on your shoulder. Oh, how did he do that? See? It's done by sleight of hand. That's what they're doing. If I can convince you to pay me $1,000 a month because you owe it to me and you do it, oh well, so what? You voluntarily gave it to me. See? Now, I'm going to ask you this. How does anybody get jurisdiction if they don't have it? Tell me how they get it.
They can't get it. You can't give it to them.
There you go. that's your answer. But wonder if they fool you into thinking they have it. Then what?
Then you're the loser.
There you go. They don't have it, but if they convince you that you have it, and you end up giving them something that you don't have to, they're not going to give it back because you gave it to them.
Our blog is texasrepublic.wordpress.com. Our website is thetexasrepublic.com. Our email address is oneyellowroseenterprises@gmail.com. Our YouTube profile is, this is the link, because YouTube doesn't allow us to have a customized URL until we have over a certain number of subscribers. And follow us on Twitter at Texas Republic for You and at We Are Texians.
Right.
You wouldn't want to be an Indian giver now, would you?
Why not?
May I ask a questions? Ask a few questions?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Thank you. Cary, did you stop? Do you stop? Sorry, let me try it then. Cary, have you stopped beating your wife?
Well, which wife?
Okay. I just wondering how you go there. Which wife? Okay. Can I ask you, do you have a bank account?
Which bank?
Okay. Which bank? Well, any bank. Do you have a bank account? Where do you do business?
Okay. Any bank is not in this state.
Oh, okay. I see. You just keep, okay. So are you a U.S. citizen?
Why, of course.
You're a taxpayer and a U.S. citizen?
Absolutely.
Okay.
No question about it. Let me ask you, are you a taxpayer?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. See?
I pay all kinds of taxes every day.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Well, I wondered about that. I guess I am now. You taught me.
Wait a minute. What difference does it make? Paying taxes has nothing to do with that. Let me ask you a question. You ever been to Mexico? England? Anywhere?
Yes, I have.
Okay, did you pay taxes there?
Yes, I did.
Okay, then are you a Mexican?
No.
See? It has nothing to do. See, it has nothing to do with you.
Okay,
See?
great.
It has nothing to do with you. That's what I'm telling you. Everybody, I get a lot of calls during the day, and people that are doing this, these other guys, whoever they are, they say it's all about me. Okay, how's it working for you?
Yeah, not too good.
Okay.
So the other question is a big one. Where do you live? Where's your residence?
I don't know. I'd let you
Planet
tell me.
Earth.
Well, okay.
Well, I can say my skin and stuff, but I just wanted the official Cary version.
You know what I'm going to say? You know what I'm going to ask him? When you say resident, what do you mean by resident? And if he said to me, what do you think it is? Then I'm going to say, well, where I fart in the bathroom. So I guess that's my residence. See? I can't tell you what it is until they tell me what it is.
Okay, well, where do you sleep at night? Where do you put your head down?
Well, wherever I am is when I put my head down. If I'm on vacation, it's in Holiday Inn.
Yeah,
See?
okay.
That's too broad. Let me ask you a question now. Oh, Dan, I just drew a blank.
Do you speak English?
Do I what?
Do you speak English?
No, I don't speak English. I hear English.
There you go.
But see, it has nothing to do with me. That's what I'm telling you. See, it has nothing to do with me. What it has to do with, it has to do with the law. What does the law say? Who has to pay income taxes?
Federal income taxes?
Yeah, okay. Who has to pay federal income taxes? Good question.
Federal.
No.
Well, once you define the term income, you might be able to start to have a conversation.
There you go. You see? But that has nothing to do with you. See? If federal income, okay, how about state income taxes then?
Again,
I just don't know how to give you dubulators. I got dubulators, so you'll take them.
Cary, I remember reading in the code, it said that there's a thing called excess profits tax. It's an excess profits tax. So what's the difference between profit and income? Is there a difference? Of course there is.
Okay, but the problem is I've never had excess of anything when it comes to profit. If
exactly.
I make $500 million a minute, that ain't excess. That's just enough. So isn't it just enough?
It's possible to define the term income to only mean corporate gain, right?
But that's correct. But are you in front of a computer?
Yes.
Okay, I want you to put in Title 31, Section 321. When it shows up, let me know, and I'll let you read what federal income is. Does anybody else have a question while he looks that up?
Title 31, Sections what?
321.
All right, so I'm typing in 31 USC 321. There we go.
Okay, read little d 2.
Little d2, all right. We're coming up. Little B as in boy or D as in dog?
D as in dog.
Okay. There it is. For purposes of the federal income, estate...
Stop right there. Stop.
Yep.
For the purposes of federal income,
comma.
Will this be important?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now let's read it.
Comma, estate, comma, and gift taxes, comma, property accepted under paragraph 1 shall be considered as a gift or bequest to or for the use of the United States.
There's the definition in black and white.
Yeah.
Title 31 is the Treasury. That's the Treasury's definition of income.
Well, and the thing is, Title 31 has been passed into positive law. That's important.
I know it is. But now you've seen what income is. Now the question is, why is it's defined there, but on the 1040 and in the 1040 booklet, it's not defined? If it's not defined there, but it is there, if they define it in the 1040 booklet, if they define it as gifts or bequests, nobody would fill out a tax return. So they have to do it by trickery.
That's right. That's exactly right.
There you go. See that? So here's the problem now. It is defined. I hear people all the time say, well, it isn't defined. It is defined. It's just not defined in the 1040. Now, now, let me tell you why they use it this way. Do you know what the word form, F-O-R-M, means?
Not at this moment. I don't know what it means.
Okay, in Black's Law Dictionary, it's a model or a skeleton to be used in I'm going to paraphrase this because it gets into methodical wording, and then it's a model or a skeleton to be used in a court of law. So when you put down on line 7, I made $25,000, now that's what they need, because I hear people say all the time, well, if you file the first one, you can't file the second one because it's a contract. It's not a contract because two parties don't sign it. If you and your wife sign it, that's one party. See?
That's right.
The second party, okay, so it's not a contract. The 1040 does not hurt you because if you put down you made money and they owe you money, fill out the stupid thing, get as much money as you can back. Next year, if you're going to owe them, don't fill it out. Why? Because the 1040 is a income tax return. They don't define it. They let you do it.
Yep.
So what I put down is last year I made 12 dublators, so I put 12 down. How much dublators did I pay in taxes? 0. But guess what? With just 12, I don't have to pay it. I don't owe anything. Let them come back and say, well, why did you do that? Because I don't know what income is. I know what I think it is. What do you think it is? I think it's dublators. The stupid IRS agent says, what's a dublator? I say, boy, you're ignorant. It's income. Now, you know what he told me? No, it's not. Oh, then what is it?
Oh, it's money.
See? Perfect. Let's look up money. It's on my glossary page. He said, we're not using it. Then I can't. Then you tell me what it is. Do you know where money is defined?
I don't know where money. I know where currency is. Well, actually, I know where functional currency is defined, but I don't know where money is defined. Might be in Black's Law.
No, it could be. Are you in front of a computer?
I am.
Type in modern money mechanics. We're going to show you what Congress calls it, and we're going to show you what the Federal Reserve calls it. Now you'll understand. This is on my glossary page. Guess what? When they're talking to me and they're not using this definition, then I don't know what they're talking about. When you get modern money mechanics, I want you to look up, go to page 3. For those of you that are on here that has a checking account, if you could go get your checkbook, I got a question about your checkbook. If you go get your checkbook, I don't want a check. I just want you to get a check so I can show you something on the check.
All right, I'm on page 3.
Okay, the first sentence, what does it start with?
Services.
Next, what is the next first sentence?
The first line on page 3 says, services increases, prices will rise.
That's okay. We're not. What does the first sentence say?
This will happen because there will be more
next
money.
One. That's okay. Next one.
The next sentence?
Yeah.
Just how large there's a question here that says, who creates money? Is that what you want?
There you go. Yes. Now, under that sentence, the first sentence under that is what?
Changes in the quantity of money may originate.
The next one. What's the first sentence after that?
The major control, however, rests with the central bank. The actual process of money creation takes place primarily in banks.
Keep going. You're on the right rail.
As noted earlier, checkable liabilities of banks are money.
Stop right there. Tell me what money is.
Right. According to this, it's checkable liabilities. But in my mind, money.
No,
sir.
Money. Stop.
Go ahead.
Stop right there. You're incorrect. Read it again.
As noted earlier, checkable liabilities of banks are money.
What's money?
Checkable liabilities of banks?
Of banks.
Yeah.
You go into the bank and you write a check and they give you something. Whose is it now?
Mine.
Then it's no longer the bank's, right?
Yeah.
So it's still a liability, but it ain't the bank's. So as soon as you cash a check or you cash whatever it is you cash, whatever they give you is no longer theirs. So therefore, once they hand it to you, it's no longer money. That's what it says. That's modern money mechanics. So modern money mechanics defines money as checkable liabilities of a bank.
Yeah.
So when you go there and you get some out of there, it's no longer the bank's, it's yours. So it ceases to be money as soon as it becomes yours. That's what it says. So I pay taxes on money. The problem is there's not any. Why? Because as soon as I get it, it's no longer the bank's. Therefore, it's debt or it's checkable liabilities, but it's not money. Yeah. Why? Because it's no longer the bank's. See? But if you know this and you understood that, see, when you go to your hearing, you take this stuff with you.
Yeah.
Then you ask the IRS agent, wouldn't you say checkable liabilities of banks are money? They're going to say, no. Then why does it say it here? I highlight that and I give them that page. See? What's income? Well, you know what it is. I sure do. When I take a breath in, that's income. When I exhale, that's outgo. When I take a glass of water and I drink it, that's income. When I use it in the bathroom, that's outgo. So which one of those are we talking about? See? They're going to have to define it because I don't know. See, to me, it's simple. It's not that difficult. What we're trying to do is we're trying to come up with all these facts. Well, it's profit and loss of a company. So if you work for a company and they give you part of their profits and loss, that's income. See? But it tells me in modern money mechanics that the Federal Reserve calls it checkable liabilities of banks. Once they give it to me, it's no longer the bank. So it ceases to be money as soon as it breaks that threshold. See, I can't pay taxes on money because there ain't any.
Yeah.
See? I'm not making up the stuff. I won't define it. I let them define it. By me letting them define it, guess what? they get mad at me real quick. No, you're in front of your computer. Would you put in Title 267608 and read that to me? And then you'll see where the problem is. See, I take this with me also.
What? 26 USC what?
7608.
Authority?
Yeah.
Authority of Internal Revenue Service. What do you want me to read? A?
7608. Just read it. Start at the top and read it down.
Well, right there, the heading says Authority of Internal Revenue Enforcement Officers.
Okay. Now, if you're going to be indicted or they're going to enforce something, they have to use enforcement agents, don't they?
Yep.
Okay, then read it. Now read it.
So under A, it says enforcement of subtitle E and other laws pertaining.
Go ahead.
Oh, pertaining to liquor, tobacco, and firearms.
Stop right there. So
all right.
The E enforcement gets its jurisdiction from tobacco, alcohol, and firearms. If they're enforcing something, you're not in Title 27. They're telling you right there.
Yeah.
Okay, so when I get a letter in the mail, I send them that back. See? To me, it makes sense. See, I don't care what it is.
Yeah.
I don't care what income is. I don't care what a 1040 is. I understand that they won't tell me what it is. Why won't they tell me?
The thing that's interesting about this is, remember me telling you the definition of sole proprietor?
Yeah.
You're a sole proprietor if you are involved in the sale of alcohol, tobacco, and firearms, or liquor, and then they're using the word liquor and then tobacco and fire. Isn't that interesting?
See?
That's how they define a sole proprietor.
Okay, so the question is, if money is checkable liabilities of a bank, when they give it to me, it ceases to be money. I can't pay tax on that. If I have to pay tax, and the E agent has to enforce it, is alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. I don't do that either. The reason I don't file a 1040 is, number one, income's not defined. When I do define it, it doesn't pertain to me. When the E agent comes and asks me a question, I give them that. Because they don't
that's terrific.
Now, when I show up somewhere and they say, well, I'm an A agent, then I give them my court order. So the A's don't have jurisdiction. E's don't have jurisdiction. Duh. See, to me, that's simple.
Yeah, well, it's way simple. And the thing is, it's like, look, Mr. IRS person, you don't have any business talking to me because I'm not involved in the sale of liquor, tobacco, or firearms. Go away.
See? Well, and then they say something to me. I said, no problem. See? Then when they say, well, that's not what it says, no problem. I agree with you. What's your bar card number? What do you mean?
Yep.
You just made a legal determination in my behalf. I will see you in the United States District Court, not as an IRS agent, as a person who doesn't have who's not an attorney that made a legal determination against me.
Yeah.
So, see you in court. See, now I'm not going to sue them about being an IRS agent. I'm not going to sue them about taxes. I'm going to sue them for making a legal determination that they can't make. Why?
Yeah.
They are not a licensed attorney. Well, I hear this. Well, none of them are licensed. I don't care. It's my advantage this time. So I'm going to say, you don't have a license, do you? No. Then you're violating the law. You're violating the law because you're making a legal determination. See? Now, which one? Now, none of that's about me. Whether I'm a citizen or not, whether I'm a U.S. citizen, big C, little c, whether I'm anything, it doesn't matter what I am. It's not about me. Because if I am a citizen, I am in a corporation, I am a federal employee, it doesn't matter. Income's still not defined. If I'm paying taxes on income and it's not defined, what do you pay taxes on? Now, I want to ask you a question. If you're allergic to seafood, can you eat shrimp? By your silence, I'll assume you don't have a clue.
No, I have a clue. I was just trying to, think about how to phrase the response or the question, because I didn't know shrimp was considered seafood. That shrimp doesn't grow in fresh. I mean, isn't there freshwater shrimp?
Okay, then the question is, if you are allergic to seafood, can you eat scallops?
Let's see. I'm trying to see if I'm catching on yet. So what do you mean by seafood?
Okay. Now the next question is: if you're allergic to seafood, you can't eat scallops. Can you eat a ribeye steak?
Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Don't forget to like this video. And don't forget to click the bell next to the subscribe button so you're notified when there's a new upload. Here's the front page of the channel. The bottom arrow is pointing at the subscribe button that's normally red until you click on it, and this one turns white after you subscribe. And the right one is the arrow. The top arrow is pointing to the bell. Now, the bell doesn't show up until after you click the subscribe button, and then the bell will show up. And that way you can be notified of new uploads.
I still don't know what seafood is. What do you mean
by
seafood?
Well, if you don't know and you eat it, it'll kill you. You'll die. So the question is, if you cannot eat seafood, close your eyes and eat all the shrimp you want, because you can eat a steak. So apparently you don't see it. You see, you're trying to figure out what is seafood. I didn't ask you that. I'm asking you if SEE. That's what the IRS does to us. They ask a question, but it's a leading question. Therefore, when you answer it, you cut your own throat.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's all I'm trying to do, get you to think outside the box.
Absolutely.
Now, I'm going to ask you one more question. Do you know what a cigar is? You know what a humidor is? Okay, let me ask you even better. Do you know what a Cuban cigar is?
Do I know what a Cuban cigar is?
Yes.
I don't know what a Cuban cigar is.
Really? It's a sex toy. Bill Clinton, Monica Lewinsky. See?
Mm-hmm.
See, there's always another definition if you don't know it. So what I do is I give them my glossary page. They would ask me, do you know what a cigar is? Are we using my definition? Yes. Great. Then we're using it from now on, right? Yeah, I have no idea what it is. See, all I want them to do is use my glossary page because I got them. No, we're not. Then I ain't got a clue. Then they're going to have to define everything. So let me ask you this. Do you know what a cherry picker is?
No, I don't know what a cherry picker is.
Really? Huh.
How would you define a cherry picker?
I wouldn't have to. If you're that stupid, okay, how about a man that pulls cherries off of a tree, puts them in a satchel, and then throws them in the basket? Wouldn't that be a cherry picker?
No, I thought a cherry picker was somebody that, walked through a grocery store and was cherry picking the best looking chocolates off the shelf.
Okay, you see? There you go. But what happens if it's a woman? See? So a cherry picker could be, see, what I'm trying to tell you is, see, without a definition, you can answer it, but it could bite you. Therefore,
that's right.
every time I'm engaged with the court, whether it be for jaywalking, peeing on the street, or speeding, I take a glossary page to the court. Without fail. They always say we're not using it. Okay. Now, were you speeding? I don't know. We're not using my pay. I don't understand the question. See what I've just done? I put them in that position. Maybe stop kicking your dog. To me, it makes perfect sense. That's all I'm doing. But because the way I said chocolate, you couldn't handle it. I said chocolate, my wife wouldn't got so. Anyway, but see, what I'm trying to say to you is, we have to beat these pricks by doing what they're doing to us.
Yeah.
Does that okay? See? So what happens is they ask you a question. Is there a reason you didn't fill out the 1040 form? Yes, there is. What's the reason? Because I'm a non-resident, I'm an American national. Now, where does it say that American nationals don't have to file a 1040? See?
Exactly.
But I would say, no. Why not? Because I've tried for the last 4 years. The IRS hasn't told me what income was. You don't know? Well, if I knew, I'd fill it out. Tell me what it is. What do you think it is? I think it's dubulators. What's a dubulator? It's income. See See, now they're on defense. The only thing that's offense. See, all we tried to do is make them do what they're supposed to do. So we went to the tax court. By going to the tax court, we get a court order that says they don't have jurisdiction.
Yeah.
With that, we're able to clean up and fix everything. If they don't stop it, then what we do, if you send your court order with a 12277 form, you're asking them to release your liens, your notices of liens. If they don't, they're going to come back and say, you don't qualify. I immediately sue them in federal district court because Joe Blow from the IRS agent, he made a legal determination, and I don't think he's an attorney. Now he's got to defend. He's defending what? He ain't defending that I got a lien. I don't have to defend I got a lien. He has to defend that he made a legal determination. See the difference?
Yeah. Did you call that a Form 1227?
Nope.
What is it?
They call it. So 12277. I don't. It's not me. I don't call it anything.
Yeah. They call it a Form 1227?
7.
Say it one more time.
12277.
Oh, 2 sevens. Okay. 77. Gotcha.
12277.
All right.
And do you have a computer there?
Yeah.
Look it up and just read the name of what's on that form. And see, what we're doing is we're sending that in with the cover letter. On the cover letter, what we're doing is we're telling them the reason we're doing this because you violated my due process by not having jurisdiction and putting a notice of lien. That is a counterfeit security. How can you use a counterfeit security when you don't have jurisdiction? See, it's not about me. It's not about me being an American national. But if you want to be one, you can be one. I really don't care. I'm not telling you not to be one. I'm not telling you not to file a tax return. Now, what is the name of that form?
It is called Application for Withdrawal of Filed Form 668Y, Notice of Federal Tax Lien.
Ain't that something? So don't you want those released? You fill that form out. Do it. Huh?
Yeah, I want it released.
There you go. There's the form. This is a forms-driven country, a forms-driven government. You fill that out. Yeah.
Cary, Title 26 makes it clear that the only place the IRS can file a notice of lien is in the District of Columbia. They can't file them in any of the several states. They can only file them in the District of Columbia.
Okay, add that to it then. There you go. I'm not saying that's a good idea. See, you can add that to it. See, now, if you didn't do that, you violated the law. See, now, if they didn't do that, that means they may, see, now, if you're an American national, see, you see, we're focused on the status, okay?
If you're an American national, what?
See, I don't know. If you're an American national, they can't do it. See, we're focused on the status. American national is the status. I don't care my status. My status has nothing to do with them breaking the law.
I agree.
Okay, so everybody says it. I saw at a guy's house the other day. I walked up to it. He's got a picture of a gun and a bullet's coming out, and it says, "This house is protected by high-speed wireless device." Oh, that's all. Okay, see? Doesn't make me no difference. I ain't going to knock on his door. He didn't have to say anything else. That's all it says. See? Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
All right. We only have a few more minutes. Does anybody else have a question? Because I want to try to give you an opportunity to ask a question. But let me ask you a question one more time. What's your status?
I don't know what my status is.
What difference does it make?
Yeah, it doesn't make any difference.
That's right. So what's your status?
What difference does it make?
There you go. I don't care what it is. See,
yeah.
Because when you get in front of the IRS, what they're going to say, well, is there a reason you don't file a tax return? Yes, because I'm a non-resident alien. I'm an American national. I'm a small C citizen. I'm a large C citizen. I'm a Texian. So what? Is there a reason you didn't file? You just told them why. Is there a reason I don't file? Yeah. I'm trying to file, but I don't know what income is. Line 7 says income. I don't know what it is. I haven't figured it out yet. Are you that stupid? No, I'm stupider than that. See, I don't have to know. So I'm going to ask you this. You owe me $7,000, all right?
$7,000 what?
If you don't give it to me, I'm going to take your house, your car, your dog, and I'm going to saw the trees down in your yard. So you better send it to me. See, that's what they're doing. All you do is say, okay, I owe you $7,000. $7,000 what? I'm not going to tell you. No problem. You show up in my house, and my high-speed wireless device will meet you at the front door. No problem. See?
Yep.
All I do is ask them. I'll be glad to do it. But you have to tell me what it is. Why won't they tell you what it is?
Why won't they tell you what it is?
Why won't the IRS tell you what income is?
Because they thrive on confusion.
Okay, there's profit in confusion. See? And since there's profit in confusion, I agree with that. So why won't I file? You file. See?
Yeah.
How do you file? Let me ask you a question. Do you file a tax return from in China?
I'm going to say no.
Why?
Because I don't live in China.
See what you just did? There's your status. I don't live there. So what?
Yeah.
I don't know what their income is either. I don't make their income. I would
that's
if
right.
I made one. See?
Yeah.
You see how you see?
What do you mean by income?
There you go. Well, if I make one, I wouldn't file there. See, that I can get away with that.
Yeah.
See, the Chinese money is yuan. I don't make any yuan. How do I pay tax on something I don't make?
Yeah.
Well, you don't. Perfect. Is there a reason you don't file a 1040 here? Yes. Why? I don't know what income is. A 1040 is an income tax return. Yes or no?
Yep.
See, that's what I tell them. Before I tell them, I say, well, isn't a 1040? Well, isn't that an income tax return? Yeah. Huh. The reason for it is I haven't figured out what income is yet. It doesn't tell me.
Yeah,
now,
that's awesome.
What are they going to say? Tell me what they're going to say.
Everybody knows what income is. What are you talking about? Are you nuts?
Okay, my grandson's 2 years old. I called him this morning, and he looked at me. He doesn't know. So when you said that, you saying my grandson's nobody? Okay?
Yep.
So, see?
All right, so I've got a question for you. I'm looking at this application for withdrawal of filed Form 668Y, Notice of Federal Tax Lien. So this is an application for withdrawal of this tax lien.
Yeah.
See, on number 11, all these lines are numbered. This is interesting. On number 11, it says reason for requesting withdrawal of the filed notice of federal tax lien. The very first box you can check says the notice of federal tax lien was filed prematurely or not in accordance with IRS procedures.
There's your
What did I tell you about the procedure?
It doesn't matter.
The procedure is they have to file it in the District of Columbia. That's the only place they can file it.
See, now you got your answer. Do you want them released? fill it out, send that in, find that, and send it in. There you go. See, it's simple. They give it to you. The problem is we're so busy worried about being a non-resident alien, see, or whatever that was he said. I don't get into that. I don't care about that.
Okay, so you're saying that we could just send this right to the IRS. Well, the notice of lien is sitting down in the county, right?
Stop right there. I didn't say that. They said that. What I would do, I would fill one out and send it to the IRS. I would then send them to the commissioner. He's the one that I would put my jurisdiction and that form that 4662 or whatever it is. Put that in there. Then I would send it to the county. That's what I would do.
Well, the form, the notice of tax lien form, it's filed in the county, right? They file it at the county level, correct?
Yep.
And now, are you aware that they have a separate tax book for the federal tax liens that's separate and apart from the actual property tax rolls?
Absolutely. Send it to them. Send it to the IRS. Send it to the commissioner. Send it to the United States Attorney General.
Yeah. Well, but on the form, the 66Y, don't they have typically the agent that has filed that? Doesn't that agent have their name and phone number and address?
Then go down there and pull it and send it there too.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you what to do. Which one you go? All the above. Send it to Ogden. Send it to California. I don't care where you send it. There's your form.
Yeah.
Now it's up to you to figure out what to do with it. See, they're telling us what to do. We're so busy saying I'm an American national. I don't care. Then go down there and argue the American national. Go ahead and do it.
Yeah, you'd be wasting their time.
There you go. There's something at least you got. They're going to contact you.
The bottom line is Title 26 makes it clear the only place they can file a notice of tax lien is in the state. And how do they define the word state?
Washington,
the District of Columbia.
Okay. See? Now you got your answer.
That's
now,
it.
when they come back and say, well, you didn't qualify for it, no problem. They just made a legal determination. Send them a notice saying you made a legal determination. I want to see your bar card. Giving you 5 days to have your bar card in my hand, or I'll see you in court. Take them to court. Why? Because, see, they're damaging me using legal determinations, and they don't have a bar card. They're not a licensed attorney. See, to me, that's simple.
Yeah.
Now you can ask me, have we used that method?
Say that again.
Cary, it's about time.
That's all right. We've used that method, and it works. That's all I can tell you. Thank you so much, Ed.
Awesome. Thanks.
Okay, y'all. Glad you called. Have a good time.